This actual play is intended for mature audiences and contains themes some viewers may find upsetting. Please check each episode's show notes for specific content warnings and enjoy the show with care. We're back with Public Access on the Bad Spot, and we are starting with The Key of Good Eatin'. Each road tripper, all of you, narrates a flashback to the best family meal from your childhood. What was so great about it? What small aspect of it was unsatisfying? Whoever wants to begin, please do.
Fine, I'll go. Christmas Day, or to be more precise, Christmas night, 1976. They were supposed to open their Christmas presents in the morning, but a snowdrift en route to Joey's grandma's in Denver had seen them having to hole up in a roadside motel. Not the most ideal of places to spend what is normally a kid's favorite day of the year, but his parents are making do. Joey's too young to notice the tension between them as they're trying to desperately blame one another for whose fault it is that they left so late or who didn't put enough gas in the car. He just wants his family together, and he wants his Christmas present. A set of Star Wars action figures, the original Kenners. He's wanted that more than anything, and he knows that the shape that he's seen under the tree is it. And he just knows that his dad would have packed it in the boot for him and brought it with them, and he would have opened it at grandma's whenever they get there. But outside, it's bleak. The snow is thick, and they ain't going nowhere. So this make-do Christmas is getting everyone down, but Joey's mum, ever the optimist, makes the absolute best of it and lays out a Christmas feast fit for a king. It's all come from the vending machine. It's a Hershey bar, some M&Ms, cherry Coke, and they all go along with it. And for about 5 minutes, Joey is as happy as he's ever been to be celebrating that Christmas cross-legged on the floor, knowing that everyone is just making the best of it. They'll get through it. They're a family. A detail that Joey remembers years later is waking in the middle of the night, wiping the condensation from the inside of the window, looking out into the motel forecourt and seeing his dad hand that Christmas present to another little boy whose mum seems real angry at him. They're having a fight in the car park. She drives away. Joey never gets the present. Maybe it was a bad dream.
It's Leon's 10th birthday, and they have a tradition in the family. You can have anything you want, but you have to help make it. And so when he asks for the everything casserole, his mom goes, "Oh, really?" Because it's not an unusual meal, but it's the one that he likes. It's whatever's in the cabinet. You know, ground beef, tomato sauce, macaroni, cheese, anything. But he gets to choose what goes in it. And so they make it together. His dad comes in and out of the kitchen, sees what they're doing, leaves, comes back, taste test it. Kiddo, I'm not sure about this. And his mom shushes him, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. And they're cooking. And his mom says, you know, you and your brother are just alike. He asked for this too on his 10th birthday. That's so... And there's 7 years separating them, and his brother's off to college, and he's not coming for his birthday. But suddenly, Leon wishes that he was there too. He hasn't seen him in a while, and he doesn't notice when his dad sneaks back in and adds peas into the pot. You know, you need some greens, kid, in the... But he didn't want that. And as they sit down to have his birthday meal and the peas pop, he feels like there's something missing and too much of something else. And he sits and he eats the peas in his everything.
Gerrilyn is 7 when she is eating her favorite dinner, mac and cheese, with little hot dogs cut up in it, just the right size. And she feels an odd scratching at the back of her throat. Swallows a little harder to get the mouthful down, and then notices the gap, that loose tooth. And she doesn't say anything. She quietly finishes her meal. And that night, she sneaks into her big sister Carol Ann's room and says, Carol Ann, I think I ate my own tooth. Is the tooth fairy going to be able to... What's she going to do? And Carol Ann, a couple years older, 9, but going on 14, looks up from her pink fuzzy diary where she's writing and goes, oh my god, Gerrilyn, you can't eat teeth. If you swallow a tooth, it stays inside you forever, and everything you eat makes it bigger and bigger, and one day the tooth fairy is going to cut open your stomach when it bursts out. And Gerrilyn's not really one for therapy. Maybe if she had some, she might one day be able to make the connection between that conversation and the fact that she loves to be around food, but she very rarely eats it.
Nina's 6. The dining table that they have in the house in Dagoya County feels long. Her mum puts a long tapered candle at each end and lights it. It's Friday. For as busy as they might be during the week, on Fridays, they have dinner together. It's a ritual of sorts. Mum lights the candles, gets the green beans ready, cooks up what Dad's brought home. And Nina's sat in her most perfect little outfit. She's propped up at the table almost like a doll. She's blonde, perfect and cute in every way. But she doesn't feel it. She feels rigid and stiff, like there's something inside her that's just begging to break out. But she sits because she knows if she misbehaves, something bad could happen. And so she waits, listening to the clock ticking on the wall, watching as the candles slowly burn down on the table. Dad eventually comes home. He ruffles her hair, sits down at the other end of the table. And almost like something out of a sitcom, her mum bursts through the kitchen door with a big grin, almost as prepped and premed as Nina herself, and places the meal down in front of her dad and down in front of Nina. She's the perfect housewife, and he's the perfect hardworking father. It's all so perfect. Nina takes the fork that feels far too big in her hand and begins to stab at the green beans, at the mashed potato, and she's not actually sure what the meat is. It's a strange color. But she chops it up, puts it in her mouth. It's sour. It's got a tang that isn't conducive of the whole meal, and it sticks in her brain. It sticks in there as only something would, like a splinter. That taste, that awful taste. And she looks down the table and she can see her dad has the same look on his face. And he looks at Nina's mum. I could have sworn I brought back beef. Steaks for dinner. What's this? And her mum just throws back her hair and laughs, and Nina can see the sinews in her teeth as she grins at her father. She goes, "Oh, it was just something I picked up from the store on special." It's venison. Venison. Nina will never forget that word. She will never forget how much she hates it.
Thank you all so much. Let's dive back in. As we do, just a couple of quick notes. You have 3 clues currently on this mystery. That is the minimum number needed to answer the first complexity 6 question, who is the leader of the cult. You could attempt that right now if you wanted to. You get 1 more clue and you'll have the minimum for the second question. And don't forget your corner of the Jeep. That is one of the few resources you have for this, so keep that in mind. Let's kind of pick up with Leon, rewinding just ever so slightly from last time, Leon. We see you stepping into the walk-in freezer with all these people who are lined up against the walls with their backs turned to you. Their faces are like actually kind of pressed into the wall. And the freezer door is being closed behind you. And as you glimpse back, you'll see FG and this strange-looking young man, but they look different than when you just saw them moments ago. FG's hair is a little shaggier, and he's wearing instead of his chili cook-off shirt, it's a t-shirt that says the Galaxia Arcade. And the odd young man, instead of a maroon staff polo, is wearing a t-shirt featuring a character from a video game that just came out a couple of years ago, The Legend of Zelda. And they say to you as they close the door, "You'll never be able to reach the center of the labyrinth. You can never reach it." They close the door behind you, and that's when all the people start to come off the walls and they begin ushering you forward, pushing you forward. As the hands reach out to push you forward, you'll notice a couple of them are missing fingers, and one of the people just sort of pushes you forward with a stump, nudging you closer and closer to this enormous, almost obelisk-like pot of chili bubbling and boiling. And this old woman with a cockeyed red wig, curly red wig, like a Shirley Temple thing on her head, and her little white paper hat, and her apron that says Chef D. She's not even as tall as the top of the chili pot. And she beckons you closer. She reaches up and scoops a ladle of chili and puts it into a very rough, unglazed ceramic bowl and hands it to you. What do you do?
Leon takes the bowl. Thank you.
You're gonna
so
love it.
much. I'm sure I will. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. And Leon is going to turn. How blocked is he from?
You are completely blocked. There's
Okay.
a phalanx of people blocking the way. And Chef D says, "Come on now, eat up. This is an old family recipe. It was Daddy's favorite."
I'm not gonna ask you who your daddy is, even though it's sorely tempting.
I will tell you
Sure.
this. Eating the chili triggers an automatic meddling move with sensitivity.
Leon looks down at the chili, looks back at the phalanx of people. Sure. Spoon or just straight to the... Sure, okay, yep. And he's...
We eat as the old ones did.
The old ones. Got it. There's a kind of particular behavior as he's lifting the bowl to his face, like behavior and fervor with which y'all ushered me in here. I've been actually reading about this not too long ago, and don't put me in the chili, all right? And he's gonna take a sip.
As soon as the broth touches your mouth, it's delicious. The smell is wonderful and comforting. The taste is like stepping inside after a long walk in a snowstorm. The meat is silky and unctuous. It's wonderful. Please go ahead and make the meddling move with sensitivity.
Okay. Why do you hate me? It's a 5.
It's a 5. It's so delicious, in fact. I'm going to give you a condition called a taste for it. And also, your uncle steps forward from the crowd of people. Albert was his name, if I recall correctly.
It is.
He's, as you remember him, they're all wearing street clothes, all these people. Some of them are wearing t-shirts from the cook-off. And he says, "Did you like it, Leon? It's good, right?"
Yeah, Uncle Albert, you didn't tell me you were coming to the cook-off. Like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before I left out to Mom.
Oh, just consider this my little surprise. I just want to make sure you're okay out here, that you're taken care of. But remember, what we always used to say, you can have anything you want, but you have to help make it. And he raises his hand up, and you see now that he has an electric turkey carving knife. And he turns that on. And he immediately goes for his wrist, and there's a spray of blood that hits you right on your tongue. It's delicious. And the blade begins grinding through his wrist. You can hear the snapping of tendons. This close, they're almost like whip snaps as it just kind of cuts through. The snapping of bone. The hand falls down on the ground. Chef D gleefully collects it and puts it in the pot, and I need you to roll the night move. What are you afraid is going to happen right now?
I'm afraid that I'm going to try to eat my uncle.
It's worse than that. You will begin feasting on flesh, and you will leave this place wanting more. Please go ahead and roll at disadvantage with vitality.
Disadvantage. Let me see. Is there anything I can use? Can I think about the Whitney Austin song that I used to focus up before a game?
Absolutely.
Just use it to channel my concentration.
2d6. What's your vitality?
Oh, my vitality is 0.
Okay, 2d6.
I'm gonna throw my dice away. It's 5.
Oh no. We'll come back to this. Elsewhere in the Moroccan Hotel and Convention Center, we're in a hallway. A smoky hallway. The scene is entirely in black and white. We're moving through this smoky hallway, stepping inside what appears to be a janitor's closet. And then a voiceover. I have a very dependable tactic when it comes to the cases I investigate. You find a person of interest, you turn them upside down, and you shake them to see what falls out. You put on the right pressure, and even the toughest of tough guys will start singing. Shady teamsters, men stepping out on their wives, hustlers, floozies, jamokes, they all sing in the end. But this tough guy was the toughest of all. Bart. No, sir, Bart wasn't going to crack. He knew where the entrance to the basement was, but no matter how much pressure I applied, he would not talk. I guess it's time to call in the dame. The dame. With her shock of wild hair, her crazy pale makeup, looking like a really sad punk rock vampire. I knew she was trouble from the first moment I saw her. Trouble with a capital T. Of all the 2-bit Irish gin joints in a convention center in eastern New Mexico, why did she have to walk into mine? And who was that young man with the pink hair and the hungry look in his eyes who's been following us this whole time? He keeps looking at the dame like he could eat her. There's a story there, and maybe by the end of this I'll get to hear it. Until then, Bart. Nina, Mr. Rosenthal has Bart in the janitor's closet off the main hall. Not against his will, he's just sort of cornered him there. And he tells you, he's like, he won't talk. See if you can persuade him. What do you do?
Oh, trust you me. I have a way with geeks. Little nerds. I know how to get under their skin. Leave him with me.
I can't wait to see this. Maybe I'll learn some pointers.
I don't think Nina thinks this guy's real or serious in any way. So it's like she opens the closet. She's fully expecting it to be empty.
He's not. Bart's in there, and he's like gathering cleaning supplies. He's like, I have to say, this is a real hazard of the job. You get 500 people in a convention center eating chili nonstop, and you're going to have accidents.
What kind of accidents?
He says, Is this about the basement? Because I don't know anything about it. I do know something about it, but I can't take you there. It's off limits.
Now, you see, that was your first mistake, Bartholomew. You lied to us. You knew there was a basement, but you said you knew nothing about it, but then all of a sudden you're changing your tune.
My name is not Bartholomew, it's Bart.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bartholomew. Did that get under your skin a little? You know, you could just make it stop if you tell us maybe where the basement is. We just want to take a peek.
Go ahead and roll the meddling move with presence.
Okay. That's nice. I pull out the signed headshot of Robert Smith to back up. No, it's not gonna work.
All right.
Can I think back to an earlier entry that I wrote in my diary where I was the weird little nerd getting picked on and the things that really got under my skin?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Roll 3 dice.
That is a 9.
I'll give you a clue in a moment. I actually can't quite recall where we left JJ and Gerrilyn. I know that you had met up after, or as you were leaving Hall A. I don't remember where we went from there, though. Maybe we hadn't done anything yet.
We left it with JJ stood on a chair trying to find Leon and Nina. Where I think we'll still find him in the chair, but I think he's slowly hyperventilating, knowing that he can't see either of them.
Yeah, we're mostly just being unhelpful, I think, is where we were.
Dude. Well, I will tell you that you will see that quite a number of people have started to move into the other exhibit hall. That the main chili contest is over, and now it's just the judging that has to be done, and people are just now moving into the other hall to kind of buy tchotchkes and get autographs signed and that kind of thing. So to the extent that you're just looking for people in general, that's kind of where everyone's moving to. But but no sign of the other two yet.
I can't see them. I can't see them, and I don't know what to do. Nina would always know what to do. Leon would know what to do. I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? I have no idea. What do we do? What do we do?
Like, maybe like calm down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. See, JJ, you're fine. Okay, so like, what should we do? Maybe we should like find out who won the chili competition. Would that cheer you up? She like boops your nose.
At the very touch of the finger on the nose, my demeanor completely changes. Yeah, maybe we should. I guess. Yeah, whatever you want. Let's let's do it. I think I'd really like to know who wins. And then he boops you back.
Okay, careful with the makeup. But yeah, sure. You're the only one who hasn't ditched us, apparently. So you and me are gonna go find out who won. And she'll take his arm. And...
So are you headed to the other hall then?
Yeah, I think is there like the theater that I assume is where the...
Oh, there's the theater as well, yeah.
Like the presentation of the winner is?
The Fran Tulliver Memorial Theater, yeah.
Go that way. Why not?
I think I'm just hugely enamored to have your arm around me or holding my hand or whatever and trying to keep my cool and failing.
The Fran Tulliver Memorial Theater is an auditorium newly added to the convention center. This venue has a leading-edge audiovisual setup and high-resolution projector equipped to play a variety of media. The reclining seats are made of soft red leather, and there are cartoon characters jeering down from painted balconies flanking the screen. This whole setup is sponsored by Janie Meat Packers Limited, and indeed, the screen is playing non-stop commercials featuring the Janie Meat Packers Limited company mascot, Hampton the pig, quite animated, cutting open his own little cartoon belly and pulling out sausage links as if it were his intestines. And then he says, "How's about some sausages, yeah?" And there's just Hampton merchandise all over the place. Hampton stuffies. There's a person in a Hampton costume walking around, like, shaking hands with the kids. Let's paint the scene. The visage of a happy cartoon pig peers down from the heights of the theater screen. What about Hampton makes him seem sinister?
the way that Hampton is drawn, his face is always in profile, but you can see 2 eyes. And when you think about that for a second, if you can always see 2 eyes, Hampton does in fact have 4 eyes.
When you look at those eyes, as old-timey cartoons are drawn, they're little halves, dark in the center, a little notch out, and then white around the rim. But the whites of his eyes are so large compared to the dark that makes up the pupil. It looks like he's whale-eyed, staring down at you in delight or fear. You can't quite tell.
He's got human hands. They're not trotters. They're 3-fingered human hands that he's using to pull the sausages out from his own intestine. And if you look close enough at the drawing, you realize it's not that he's been drawn with 3-fingered hands. It's that 2 of the digits look like they've been cut off or are missing.
He's got a cute little curly pigtail that pokes out the back of his little denim cut-offs or whatever he's wearing. But if you look closely, it ends in an arrowhead like a devil's tail.
So what do the 2 of you do while you're here?
Oh my gosh, I totally had a Hampton plushie when I was little. Ugh.
I mean, do you want one? I mean, could I win one? Is this what? No, of course it isn't. That's stupid. That's awkward. They don't have. It's not a fun fair. This is a promotional suite for Hampton and Janie's Meat Packers. I don't know what. Am I saying this out loud? Do you want a plushie? Do you want a cuddly toy? Is that something I'd buy it for you if that's what you wanted? I mean, if you don't, that's fine. Also.
Yeah. No. Sure. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just been a challenging day. It's been a challenging day. The finger. Do you remember the finger that was kind of messed up, and I kind of yeah.
Oh yeah, and that guy caught fire. Yeah, it has been kind of weird today, huh?
Yeah, I'd kind of almost forgotten that bit, and Leon being gone, and I'm just really worried about Nina and Leon. To be honest, they. The most dependable out of all of us, and
rude. I am very dependable.
I mean, yeah, in your way, I guess. I mean, as a performer, definitely. I mean, your Ophelia was stunning, but
thanks.
Yeah.
I am so good at playing dead bodies.
Yeah. You kind of flopped around really gracefully in that pond.
Yeah, did I ever tell you about when I was in Chainsaw Super Killers and the lead actor, he actually thought I was a mannequin, and after the take was called cut and I opened my eyes, he went, "Oh, holy fuck!" So funny, because I was just such a good actor.
Yep.
Anyway, how about we get you a Hampton to calm you down, because you seem kind of stressed.
Yeah, I mean, anything right now to take the edge off.
She's gonna pull out one bump of cocaine. You know, I find this really takes the edge off when I'm stressed.
What is that?
This is drugs.
Oh, I normally do, but I just shouldn't now because my allergy medication, and I think that it might just kind of set me off. But I mean, do you think I should do it?
Yeah.
I mean, how do I do it? Do I inject it? Do I smoke it? What's happening? I don't know.
Oh, you snorted up your little piggy snout. And
I think, not wanting to look like he's going to bat down, I think he just does the whole bump.
Wow, this has got to be I think we're in a day move here. What do you afraid is going to happen right now?
Well, I mean, I'm afraid that I don't know whether I might become competent and the coke might actually make level me out and make me a dependable person. But I think more than likely I'm gonna spectacularly pull a whitey and just like probably puke my guts up.
Go ahead and roll with vitality. I have sickened. I should put you at disadvantage. I think I might.
I rolled the same 8.
I think you do the bump, and someone walks up to you, kind of with like a little like pig face makeup, you know, like it's been painted like kind of hyper pink and got little ears, you know, like on a headband, and they're wearing the little Hampton overalls, and they come up to you and they say, "Hey, would you like to win a Hampton plushie for the young lady?"
How much did I fucking do? Like,
Step right up. And they have a child also wearing the pig makeup, sitting on a little stool, and you have to like throw a Janie brand Vienna sausage into the child's mouth from a certain distance. And if you do, you get the plushie.
So all I got to do is I got to take the sausage, I got to throw it at the kid. The kid's got to catch it in the mouth. All I got to do is throw that sausage. The sausage is it? Am I speaking fast? I can't feel my teeth. Like, you know, what's going on? Can you see that pig? Like, I'm just going to throw it. I'm just going to throw it.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this. Meanwhile, since you got a miss, Leon, I'm going to take the fiction here. You actually grab Uncle Albert's hand from Chef D's hands, and you raise it up and you squeeze the palm, almost like pouring wine from a flask into your mouth, blood dribbling down, coating your face, dribbling down your gullet. It is incredible. It's amazing. You get some insight, which counts as a clue. You see this land, but millions and millions of years ago. A vast desert with a rainbow-streaked sky. You see one of those streaks in movement as an asteroid hits and causes the land to explode. It hits with such force it creates a massive crater. But then in your mind, this vision, almost like a time-lapse video, you see millions and millions of years passing. This crater gets covered over by various shifts and sediments and various other, natural occurrences. It gets built over so that it's no longer a crater, it's a massive cave system. And then atop that land, you see eventually peoples, tribes that rise up, that war, that die, that go away forever and are gone for thousands of years. And then more people coming and going, and eventually you see the town of La Fresca building up over this cave system that was left by an asteroid, or whatever we call it when it enters atmosphere and hits. That is your clue. A story suggesting, a vision suggesting La Fresca was built atop a massive underground cavern, the crater of a prehistoric asteroid strike. And by the time you snap out of the vision, they are just spoon-feeding you chili. And there's such a almost a frenzy, almost orgiastic excitement at someone else being inducted into this cult of flesh that people begin willingly severing fingers and cutting wrists to feed you. Unless you're turning a key.
Yeah, I might do.
Which one are you going to turn?
I'm gonna turn the next key, the Fathomless Well, the Key of Desolation,
I think that increases your sensitivity, if I'm not mistaken.
and reduces my reason.
Indeed. You do not drink from Uncle Albert's hand, but you do still get the vision from being in here. And you can otherwise describe how you escaped the freezer. What does it look like?
Witnessing that flashback to a time before time, I think Leon immediately recognizes what's going on here, had a thought, and it is thoroughly confirmed, and is going to attempt to slide through these grabbing hands and people's feet like he's running for home plate, trying to get tagged by the infielders. He's booking it. And maybe tipping over this pot of chili on the way out.
You escape. We'll catch up with you in a bit. Nina, you're questioning Bart, and one thing you'll notice, though, that I think is important is amidst the cleaning solutions and mops and other things, there's some shelves with various supplies. You notice that on one of the shelves, there's a strange little object, a dolly, a fetish, something like that, made with what appears to be hair and twigs and teeth. And you see that, and Bart sees you seeing that and immediately grabs it and shoves it in his pocket and says, "Okay, fine. I'll take you to the basement. Just follow me." And he leaves, and you can follow him to the basement.
I think that sounds like a good idea. I think the little tchotchke that he's just put in his pocket is very intriguing. It's different and it's not boring. So Nina's focused on that. She
It is
pulls
your
back.
clue.
Oh, fantastic. That is the clue. Okay. And she pulls back to Rosenthal and just sort of very knowingly tilts her chin in Bart's direction and is like, "After you, old timer."
He's like, "Good job, little lady." You're crossing the convention center. You're actually heading toward the exhibitor hall. The basement must be somewhere in that direction. Bart's ahead of you, at least. That's where he's headed. You get cut off, though, by Trace. He's there, pink hair, hangdog look. He says, "Hey, Nina."
Hey.
Mr. Rosenthal says, "I'm going to go ahead with Mr. Bart, with Bartman. You just holler if you need anything, okay?"
I won't be long. You can bet on that.
He goes off. Trace says, "Listen, I don't know. I saw you come in with your friends, and I don't know. I was just hit with a bunch of memories of things that I'm not super proud of, and I just wanted to apologize for how things ended with us."
Are you done?
Well,
And to clarify, for there to have ever been an us, you wouldn't have had to have left me crying like a little bitch under the bleachers. But you did. So there is no us. There never was an us, Trace.
right.
And thank God You are the bullet that I dodged.
I know what I did was wrong, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And I don't know. I just feel like maybe I think it's just maybe fate that you and I are here right now at the same time. I mean, granted, my parents own the hotel and I'm here a lot, but that doesn't matter. You're also here. And maybe we could start over.
Nina gets real close to Trace. Really up in his face. There is a fug, a sort of remaining fuzziness in her head of the spliff that she smoked before she met the man who is black and white and before she bullied Bart. And as she steps up to Trace and gazes in those big blue eyes, she grins very briefly. She is that enamored girl.
I want the day move.
Damn it! Damn it!
I want the day move with composure.
Oh!
What are you afraid is going to happen?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to get lost in this nostalgia, and I'm afraid I'm going to kiss him.
Ah, yes.
6 and a 2 is an 8, plus a 2 is a 10.
You're in control. The scene is yours. What happens?
She gets close, too close, loses herself very briefly in those eyes, and then is reminded of the feeling that he left her with the last time they spoke, and remembers feeling like her heart wasn't in her body. And any thought of reconciliation leaves her head. She just grins and whispers, "Get fucked, you gigantic asshole." And steps back and leaves. Follows Rosenthal to wherever he went.
You know they went into the exhibitor hall. We don't know exactly where they got off to from there, but we'll get to that in a moment. You're killing it, throwing the little Vienna sausages into the child pig's mouth. It's going great. You've won several Hampton plushies at this point. And yeah, all that's kind of going on. I have to tell you how you're going to be vulnerable right now, since you did the day move. And I'll give you a chance to back out. I think the way you're going to be vulnerable is if you stay here playing these games high, you are not going to see that everyone here is corralling you where they want you to be. Do you stick with it or not?
Do I get to keep some of the plushies we've already won, or are they struck from the record?
Yeah, you could keep the plushies, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll quit where I'm ahead, even though the false confidence of the cocaine, I'm sure, is coursing through my veins currently. After a good 45 seconds after I did it, the placebo effect is wearing off, and I'm hot to pop and go somewhere else.
You have to leave the theater. Do you go with Gerrilyn?
Yeah, I got my plushie. Let's go. Let's see what else. Let's see what the party is.
I think you might just cross then Nina angrily stomping off toward the exhibitor hall. And maybe even Leon bursting out of the kitchen, running. Kind of a mess.
Oh my gosh, there you both are. Way to ditch us.
I didn't ditch no one. You guys fucked off into the chili hall and went on a date or whatever the fuck this is.
Was this a date? Was it a date? I need to know if it is, then great. Then if not, then guys, I think I might be a drug addict.
Everybody Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. There's a cult in the kitchen, in the walk-in freezer.
I knew it.
There's a cult in the... Okay, so look, listen, right? I was talking to this guy, FG, thought he was great. He said that they had the everlasting chili pot, whatever, from the winter from last year. And I was like, tight, let's go do that. And then there was a whole cult. They said like blood for God, light for flesh. I don't fucking know, but it was wild. They're cutting off their hands and stuff and putting it in the chili.
Oh, that's just like a prank they do here. Don't worry about it.
No, because my uncle is in there.
What?
And he's not a prankster. He's not. But, you know, am I still high? Are you still high?
Is that
high.
anyone?
How come everyone here today gets to be high except for me?
No, listen, because okay, so like in psychology, right? They talk about like certain behaviors and like
not again. Leon, we are not bringing your degree into this. Don't try and psychoanalyze us fucking again. Christ, oh my god. I feel like I told you guys you were boring and now you're just overcompensating. This is fucking crazy. I have a black and white man to follow. You can follow me to the basement, which is what I suggested at the beginning before you all decided to fuck off to the Three Winds. Or do your own thing. I don't give a shit. And this is fucking pathetic. And Nina, like, pushes the plushie out of Gerrilyn's hands. Fucking pathetic. And storms off after Rosenthal.
I think before you can storm off,
Oh.
the hotel and convention center is plunged into darkness. All the lights go out. The ambient sound of music just dies. There's a lot of hubbub of the few people who are still kind of straggling around. And then the emergency lights come on. The red emergency lights. You hear a chunk chunk, chunk chunk. And you can see that doors are being closed and locked. Chunk chunk, chunk chunk. And then somewhere in the distance, you hear the revving of a chainsaw. I'm going to use a pretty strong keeper reaction here and separate you all. I think that once the lights go out and the chainsaw starts roaring somewhere, people start running out of the various exhibition halls and the theater, like just kind of like running out, like scared, freaking out, banging on like the exits, which are locked. And Nina and Leon and JJ, you all kind of get caught up in the tide and are able to be, and you just get pushed kind of up into the exhibit hall, which is where Nina was going anyway. Gerrilyn, you get grabbed by Spontaneous Combustion Charlie, and he is like, quick, this way, we'll hide in here. And he's like trying to pull you towards shenanigans. What do you do?
Yeah, okay, Nina's being a bitch anyway. Let's go.
So the two of you end up in shenanigans. I think when you go into shenanigans, despite the the fact that it's very dark in there and people are kind of freaking out, they still go top of the morning to you as you come in.
Yeah, sure. Are we doing like a lock-in party or?
Nina, JJ, Leon, you are in the exhibit hall. The only people left in the exhibit hall, or the exhibitors hall rather, whatever we call it, the only people left there are just some people at the various booths, or the Walk of Fame we call it, Hall B, kind of staring at you, and you realize pretty quickly that apart from the people in their booths, you're the only people in this hall right now. The light is still red. you see a booth for famous cookbook author Kate Lee. She's famous for her thrifty organic recipes made exclusively with foraged roots and meat she hunts herself. A beautiful woman in her early 30s. When she's not in camo and hunting boots, like right now, she's wearing a sort of classic flared Dior silhouette housewife dress like from the 1940s. And she's busy shucking the skins off rabbits, going to a deer, running her knife underneath the flesh and pulling it back. She looks at you, Nina, and says, "Do you want to learn how to field strip a deer?"
Under any other circumstance, that feels like the least boring option here, but
You know, when I went to law school, I didn't even know how to cook. But now, she says as she grabs a rabbit, now I understand how important it is, as a wife, as a mother, as a woman, to provide for your husband and your children. It's the ultimate expression of love. I would like the night move from you, please.
what the fuck?
What do
Oh
you think
my!
is going to happen right now?
I'm afraid that she's shucking that deer, that rabbit, in the same way that she's going to shuck me.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen. It's worse than that. She's going to grab her rifle and start hunting your friends, too.
Oh, Christ, she's got a rifle. Fucking hell. Why didn't I give one of you a gun? Oh my god.
This is going to be with composure, please.
Okay. Can I use the signed head of Robert Smith in any? No, I can't. Okay, it's a 7 plus 2, so a 9.
We'll come back to this. JJ, Leon, you hear someone else call to the two of you. If you've had enough chili, why don't you come cool down with some ice cream? And you see a man, very tall, wearing a black suit, gray hair, what I would describe as a barracuda smile. He looks a little bit like the tall man from the Phantasm, or the the sort of funeral director guy, very tall, and he's at a booth for a frozen novelty dessert called the Dream. I promise nothing will taste so sweet as so sweet on your tongue as the Dream. Or my name isn't W. Atlas Morgenstern. And he holds out the container of the Dream to you both. What do you do?
I mean, it's like really sweet and like bad for like my count at the end of the day. So I'm gonna say no, but thank you.
JJ knocks the carton out of his hand and gets this Swiss Army knife out of his pocket and just kind of trembling holds it towards him and just says, "Where's Gerrilyn? Where is Gerrilyn? I will kill for Gerrilyn."
Ooh, JJ, maybe Leon's gonna put his hand out.
Do you know where Gerrilyn is? Where's Gerrilyn? Where is Gerrilyn? I'd kill her. I'd kill for her. What?
Dude, back there probably. I don't know.
You get approached, JJ, by a young man who you don't know. He must have like some kind of strange color hair because of the way it shows up in the red light, but you can't tell what color it is because of the red light. And he says, "So are you like her boyfriend?" Nina?
Oh no. I'm terrified of Nina.
He's like, Well, just so you know, I loved her first.
Nice.
That's great. Fantastic. I wish you all the best. But have you seen Gerrilyn?
Who's Gerrilyn?
Nina's like somewhere if you want to talk to her, but she's not here.
And indeed, this is probably right around the time when we see Nina up ahead at Kate Lee's booth. Kate Lee comes around from behind her booth and she says, "Here, just give it a try." And she takes a wild rabbit. And she's like, "I've already got it started. You just pull it off like a sock." And she hands it to you. What do you do?
I take it, and I remember the sinews of venison in my mother's teeth, and I pull it off like a sock.
Yours isn't as clean. Not bad. Not bad. How did it make you feel?
Not bored. I'll say that
Yeah.
much. You just do this for fun?
I just think about how our ancestors used to have to live on the earth, you know? That's the focus of my book, Eating the Earth. Would you like a signed copy?
Do you know what? Yeah, actually, you seem pretty cool.
There's
I would love to
nothing
sign a copy.
more important than feeding your family.
The intensity you are coming at this just tells me you're real passionate about the written word for cooking, and I appreciate that. I gotta ask, do you have any like deals in this with venison in them?
Make the meddling move with composure.
Okay. It's 8 with a 2, a 10.
Oh, very good. Maybe you're like politely thumbing through Eating the Earth, the cookbook, as she talks to you, and you realize, and this is your clue, the cookbook is not a cookbook at all. It's some sort of grimoire, a tome, filled with rituals and sigils, processes.
Okay, this chili cook-off officially just got cool. This is everything I've wanted.
She says, "Remember, no one is more beloved than she that feeds her family."
She that feeds. That's what that man said before he burst into fire. What do you know about she that feeds?
And Kate Lee is already talking, or she's like already like kind of gone off back around her booth. And this is when you see the others. Trace actually sees you. And yeah, everyone's kind of, I don't know, what is everyone doing? Everyone approaching Nina up ahead? What are you all doing?
I think Leon like picks up the ice cream carton that JJ knocked out of this man's hand just to hand it back. It's like, oh, you didn't say it was like 0 calorie. Like that's decent. Like I can have that. Like, but
Oh,
is it
yes.
actually though?
Well, no. Each tub has approximately 450 calories, but it depends on how we define calorie, really.
Like the measure that you convert into like energy.
Oh,
Something
in
like
that case, 0 for sure.
Sick. All right.
It's really good ice cream. Gerrilyn, you are in shenanigans. The shenanigans staff have left, and it's just you and Charlie. He says, "We need to hide. Here, You crawl under that table, and I'm gonna go make sure that the coast is clear.
The floor's like so sticky. I think I'll just kind of stay upright.
Well, all right, but just I'll be right back. And he leaves,
Okay.
leaving you at the restaurant. It's very dark. There are a couple of emergency lights. These are not red ones, though. They're just like little white lights that kind of cast everything in a sort of dim nimbus of light. After a moment, you hear the door to Shenanigans open, the little ringing of a bell. And you see the person in the Hampton costume walk in. Their big fiberglass pig head, the oversized three-fingered glove, the little overalls, the stripy overalls with little felt sausages hanging out of the stomach. He's dragging something on the ground that you can't quite see from your vantage point. But you do hear him as he calls out, "There are only two states of being. A piglet suckling at the teat of Mock, swollen and happy, or food for the trough. Which will you be today, I wonder? Will you join me at the breast of the great he-sow, or shall we grind up your blood and bones for the slop?" They raise the chainsaw and rev it. What do you do?
Oh, no, the first one. Not the grinding bones one, please. I'm really nice. I'm an actress.
They run at you. They swing the chainsaw down at what appears to be a polished brass railing, and there's just a sparks as the chainsaw hits the metal and run toward you.
Yeah, no, this is a problem. So they're in like a big mascot suit, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have a few bottles of beer on me. For my experiments with the game that I wanted to play in here in Shenanigans. But since there's no one around, I'm gonna take a couple out of my purse and just lob a glass bottle directly at the mascot head.
Fantastic. This is going to be the night move. What do you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
The big pig man is going to chainsaw me, and I'm going to lose an arm.
I'm not sure how it's worse. Well, it's probably worse than that. You lose more than your arm. You just killed.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and roll with vitality, I'd say.
Okay. That's an 8.
Fantastic. You are going to be able to escape, but not before he manages to clip you in your Achilles tendon and so you're crawling the rest of the way.
Oh.
Unless you want to turn a key, of course. There are 2 keys of good eating left.
Oh, I think I need to turn that key. I can't be crawling the whole time. I need my Achilles tendons.
I'll carry you, Gerrilyn.
In that case, let me read the next key of good eating. It's getting a little more interesting now. Each road tripper describes their best friend from back home. What part of their body would you like to devour, and why? Be thinking on that. And the scene is yours, though. How do you escape, Gerrilyn?
So I think Gerrilyn throws that bottle, and it's like fiberglass, you said, not soft, so I think it cracks the mask, which just gives them enough pause to stop. and Gerrilyn is able to run past to the door. And as she stops in the doorway, she screams, like, gag me with a spoon, pighead! Slams it shut.
Fabulous. All right, very good. You can run and join the others. You might have to fight through the crowd, but we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, so what is everyone doing right now? I think Trace actually like doesn't work up the nerve to approach Nina and is just pouting while he eats the dream. And Leon's eating the dream. What are you doing, JJ?
I'm still kind of searching around for Gerrilyn, kind of relatively frantically, but I think I've seen Nina up ahead, and I'm going to join her, but also aware of the fact. No, in fact, JJ's not aware of the fact that it's going to make it look even more to Trace that I'm Nina's boyfriend just by me going over to her.
Yeah, fantastic. Since you were kind of looking around, though, I'll give you the meddling move with composure.
Eleven.
Very good, very good. I think as you are looking, you said you were looking around, you've been kind of looking around frantically for Gerrilyn. You will actually see Gerrilyn. Gerrilyn, you'll kind of like, I think the like exhibit hall door is like open, out to the main convention center, and you'll see Gerrilyn like bursting out of shenanigans, like running, like trying to like get away from the crowd. Moments ago, you heard the roaring of the chainsaw again. You can put two and two together, I think, to kind of figure out what's going on there. But your clue, though, you actually see a vision, ever so briefly. Gerrilyn being fed into the maw of a creature with 10,000 teeth. That's your clue. What do you do?
Well, I do like you overestimating JJ's ability to put two and two together here, because I think he doesn't really hear the chainsaw and doesn't see the panic running. He's seeing Gerrilyn running arms open in slow motion towards him, and I think that JJ just runs to her, arms outstretched, but like just as he's about to get a meter or so away, he gets that flash of a vision and sees that horrifying scene, and then it's gone, and Gerrilyn is kind of right in front of him, and he's like, what's going on? You came back to me.
What? There's like a bit, I don't like Hampton anymore. I don't mind that Nina got rid of my plushie. Can we like leave? I don't like it here.
I'll protect you.
Okay. Where's the others? Can we go?
And then I just kind of grab you by the hand and lead you back towards the others.
You all can be together now.
Thanks.
Yours.
So this ice cream is like really taking my mind off of like the horror that I saw in the kitchen. Does anyone want some? It's not bad.
This cookbook is not how I have ever considered cooking to be. This is something else. This is wild. Do you? And she'll pull the grimoire open and show everyone the sigils and the symbols inside. Like, does this mean anything to anyone? Is this something from your course, Leon? It seems like mind fuckery,
Well, I don't know. I'd have to like look it over to see if there's like some kind of manipulation technique being used to like encourage people to like do things in a certain way. I don't know.
I will tell you at this point that out in the main thoroughfare of the convention center, the killer is presently going ham with a chainsaw on the various people out there. You hear screams, you see people running. A couple of the exhibitors run up and like slam close the doors to Hall B, trying to keep the killer out. Someone slams up against the clear glass, little window of the door, trying to escape, pounding on it, and then we just see blood spatter as a chainsaw grinds into their back and they slide down. You all better make a decision quick about what you're doing.
Nina, I know you are really horny for books or whatever, but maybe we should do this later and get the fuck out of here?
Fine. I thought this was some weird guerrilla marketing technique, but is there actually someone out there killing people?
Yes! They have a chainsaw and everything. It's really gross.
You didn't listen to me about the kitchen cult, but it's fine when there's somebody with a chainsaw. You suck.
It's not a cult, Leon. It's a cook-off.
JJ's got his little penknife and he says, I'll protect you.
I think when JJ gets the little penknife out, Nina, just from God knows where, pulls out the croquet mallet and puts it over her shoulder and is like, yeah, sure. And just, has grimoire in hand, croquet mallet in the other, and is like, we need to find this fucking basement. There'll probably be a way out through there, but we can't go back through the convention hall.
Trace says, I know where it's at. My family owns this place. I can take you there.
Did anyone hear anything? I don't think I did.
Yeah, this dude with really bright hair said that he knew the way to the basement.
I do.
I was
I
being
can take you there.
facetious, Leon, for fuck's sake. Fine, but you better not even think that this makes us anywhere close to even. You piece of shit.
I knew this was all going to happen one day. He looks out at what can be seen of the main area, people being slaughtered. It was just a matter of time.
What the fuck
That's
are you
cool.
talking about?
Can you monologue
Make the meddling
on the
move,
way
Nina.
to the basement? Damn it. You couldn't hold it.
I keep falling for it.
With composure.
I am. Okay. I'm gonna use my croquet mallet to batter this guy. I'm just gonna swing at him, almost intimidatingly, to be like,
with presence,
what the fuck
then,
do you
for
mean?
intimidation. Yeah.
Okay.
And advantage as well.
Okay. So with advantage, and then I've forgotten what my presence is. 0, fantastic. So it's a 6 and a 6. So we've got
very
a
good.
12. So I'll take that.
Indeed you do. There's no finding Odyssey tapes in Lost Transmission, so usually it's a 10 for our purposes. But we get the classic sort of horror movie moment of the person who knows something telling you everything they know, telling you the history of the Tulliver family and the Moroccan Hotel and Convention Center. It was my great-great-grandfather, Jason Tulliver. He's the one who did this. It was in the 1930s. He had just bought the land to build the hotel, and they were digging around to pour the foundation when they uncovered a mass burial site. Hundreds, possibly thousands of skeletons in a pit. He should have called the project off. He should have told someone, the authorities, but he just wanted to get his hotel built. He wasn't thinking straight. He was being greedy. He had already spent so much money. And so he ordered the crew to go ahead and start pouring the concrete. And they did. This hotel stands directly atop a mass grave. I think all of this is some kind of payback, you know? Cosmically speaking.
Payback for building the hotel on a mass grave?
Well, yeah, it's like the spirits or whatever, right?
Well, maybe we can undo it. If we get as close to the foundations of the hotel as possible, if we get back down there, maybe there's something we can do. Maybe there's something in this, and she holds up the grimoire, that we can undo this.
Then to basement we go.
Okay, fine, but it was my idea, not yours. Just make sure you know that. I'm not relying on you for anything. Bitch.
As you're continuing, as he leads you to the basement, you can all follow him if you wish. But he turns back and he looks at you, Nina, and he says, I'm glad we're going to be together at what could possibly be the end, you know?
This is not the end. Okay? And even if it was the end, I wouldn't be with you. There would still be no us, and it would all just keep going. Life is a circle, Ouroboros. These violent delights have violent ends and all of that fucking jazz, but not with you. With literally anyone else in this entire world but you.
He turns to Gerrilyn. Well, what about you? You're pretty hot.
Yeah. Too hot for you. Sorry.
Oh.
You?
Trix just walks to the back of the line.
Fucking pig. And they move on. I think Nina is like steam coming out of the ears, furious, and is moving towards the basement in the direction that Trace is leading.
You have 8 clues now. Are we ready to maybe have a stab at one of these questions?
I'm going to stab someone soon. You better stop looking at Gerrilyn. What was that last clue, Jason?
Though that the hotel's built on a mass grave.
Okay, cool.
That's great.
Yeah. The key of good eaten. Whoever wants to start, please describe your best friend from back home. What part of their body would you like to devour and why?
Art Peterson is a 5'5" catcher on the baseball team. And when Leon met him, they didn't get along much at first. He'd been on the team before him, and, Leon came in guns a-blazing, trying to do everything better than everyone, and sort of succeeding. But over time, they became better friends, got to know each other a bit better. And sometimes when Leon's on the pitcher's mound and he sees Art get ready to sit behind the batter, to squat behind the batter, and he places the glove there ready to catch whatever Leon's about to throw at him, fast or slow. And Leon can't help but slide his eyes down over him and then up again, but he stops at the thighs, those thick, large thighs, powerful. He squats there for hours, almost every day. And sometimes when Leon comes to bat, he looks over his shoulder down at Art, and Art's paying attention to the pitcher. But Leon is looking down at his thighs, and he can imagine his head in a vice and his teeth in one of those thighs. And he doesn't even think art swings that way. Maybe he does. Maybe I'll ask him one day to crush his head so that he can bite down and through and lose himself devouring those thighs.
Janice Seymour is Nina's best friend. They're on the same course together. They both go to the University of New Mexico. They've been inseparable since they were kids. When Nina got into the new romantic movement, so did Janice. They've been attached at the hip. And when they bunked together in the dorms, were lucky enough to be able to, they would have these little dinner parties while they discussed the greats of old. And they weren't real dinner parties. They were a rotisserie chicken and some pieces of bread and anything else that they could scrounge up from the town. But there was this thing that Janice would do. She would stand over the chicken, so graceful and elegant, and her long, beautiful fingers would pierce into the chicken's lower back and pull out almost deftly, with a surgeon's precision, the oysters. Small, round, dark meat discs. And she'd hand one to Nina. And then together they would feast like Roman kings and emperors of old. And while she did that, every single time those fingers would pierce that chicken, Nina would imagine her own fingers sliding down Janice's back and digging into the skin. Her own fingers reaching through the small muscles and finding that round disc, perfect and smooth, and ripping it from Janice's own back and devouring it right in front of her.
So Stacey Magellan's not talking to me right now? It's just so unfair. Like, don't tell anyone, okay, but I've always been kind of jealous of the fact that she's like a little bit taller than me, and she's a little bit thinner than me, and she has bigger boobs than me, and she's got that blonde hair that looks so good in a perm, and everyone always says to me, "Oh, Gerrilyn, you're hot," in like an approachable girl next door kind of way. But Stacey's hot in like a super unapproachable kind of way. Anyway, so we both got really into the idea of becoming actresses, and we went to like acting class together on weekends. And then one day Stacey said, "Can you give me a lift? Can you give me a ride? I have an audition." And I hadn't had the auditions yet, but I was like, "Sure, Stacey, I'll give you a ride." So I gave her a ride to the audition. And then when I got there, the director was like, "And who's this?" And he was like super sweet and nice. And we had a really nice conversation. And then the next day we were having milkshakes, me and Stacey, and I got a call to say that I was in More Murders Volume 7. And Stacey didn't get a call. And she like yelled at me that I'd stolen her big break. And I said, "It's not my fault that you're unapproachable, Stacey." And as she stormed out of the diner, that big perm blonde hair smacked me in the face, and just for a second, I just wanted to bite down on that hair and grab it with both hands and shove it into my mouth and take it all and swallow it down and rip it off of her scalp and swallow every last little fiber of her stupid pretty blonde hair. taste really good.
Aaron Weiss was somewhat of a unicorn. Captain of the school football team, but also had befriended JJ because he wanted someone to show him how to play D&D. And JJ didn't even play D&D, but he played along because he knew that if he had Aaron Weiss on his side, then maybe the bullies would leave him alone and he would have some sort of street credibility and, hey, maybe even seem more appealing to maybe one of the girls that Aaron wasn't interested in. Aaron Weiss was also a bit of a unicorn. Not only did he straddle the codes of jock and nerd, he also was one of the richest kids in town and lived in one of the biggest houses. And during the summer, we'd hang out. His parents, I don't know what they did. The rumor was his father was a bouncy castle magnate of some renown, but whatever happened, they seemed to leave him alone for the best part, and that made it the best place to hang out. And JJ liked the days where we would go and pore over the monster manual and the GM's handbook in the attic of Aaron's house, because we'd go into the kitchen and we'd fix a sandwich and fix a glass of soda, and I'd follow him up the stairs, and I'd purposefully walk 3 or 4 down behind because it kept my head level with his calves, these bulging, sinuous muscles, these sculpted marble-esque details on the back of his legs. And as we wind up the first set of stairs, my nose almost comes close enough to smell, and I can smell the tang of sweet sweat on the back of his legs. And then we round the second staircase, and I'm just close enough to reach my tongue out to perhaps taste, but no, it just moves slightly out of reach. And then as we get to the top of the stairs, I can just about open my mouth and sink my teeth into them. And then he says, "Do you want to explain stat blocks to me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
We will answer the question momentarily, but first, I want to tell you that Trace Tulliver goes towards the rear of the hall B, or whatever the hall is, and there's a bunch of like stacked up folding tables, like long plastic folding tables that they're kind of stacked up. You can see now almost like making a wall or like a barrier. And he starts moving them to show you the little railing and the stairs that go down to the basement. When you get down to the basement, you will see all over the walls etchings in blood depicting the various foul rites of she who feeds. You will see Mr. Rosenthal on the ground, his throat recently cut, bleeding out, scrambling, trying to stop the flow. But it's too late for him. Let's paint the scene. As I mentioned, all around on the walls, there are blood illustrations depicting the holy rituals, the unholy rituals of the disciples of the flesh, the rituals they perform in the name of She That Feeds. Please describe one of these rituals.
On one of the walls, in finger-painted blood, you can see someone has drawn not quite skeletons, But they are famished folks. They are hunched. They are holding their bellies in anguish. They are drawn. They are starved, as if they have fasted for a long time, and they line up along the wall to a point where before them the ground is depicted as this great hole filled with something, not necessarily nutritious looking in any way, but something. And suddenly these little figures, these horrid little gaunt figures, are bending down at the hole and shoving great fistfuls of whatever the hole provides into their maws. And they are ballooning. Not they themselves, but their stomachs. Ballooning and ballooning and ballooning until on the other side of the hole, almost this evolution is complete, where the stomach of he who has consumed is burst. And whatever they have consumed is slopped back into the hole for the next hungry maw to shovel in.
There's one painting that looks, at first glance, almost like a Thanksgiving celebration. Look at all those happy faces around the table, reaching out and holding on to a wishbone. Only, instead of a wishbone, each one of them is holding a rib on a rib cage, ready to pull and see who will be the winner. The other main difference is that usually the wishbone is removed from a turkey which has died some time ago, rather than a rib cage which is still attached to a living person who's being cut open. One can only assume that the victor of the game go the spoils.
On one of the far walls, lower down, there's a ritual that depicts someone at the start of a wall holding something large and oval shaped above their head. And it's almost like a pictogram. This shape is passed from hand to hand overhead, never touching the ground, but as it does, the hands that touch it leave marks on it until it is covered red, filling the empty space that exists in this shape. Once it is covered in red, it is placed before one person who sets it down, and above them a line is drawn, cleaving them almost in half as they shape themselves around this egg to hold it. The blood drains onto the egg, into the egg, and it grows larger. And then we see coming out of the top of this egg, now fully birthed, long legs, spindly, stretching upwards and outwards with no seeming end. It carves its way across all of the walls, and it forms a frame to the rest of these images.
At the end, there is something that looks like it wouldn't be out of place down in the kitchen, but it's been repurposed here. It is a large poster depicting, with that kind of outline of all the animals, where the cuts are taken at the flanks, the rump, and all the bits and everything you can use from every animal. But this has slowly been added to over time with anatomical diagrams of the human body, and the first couple follow the same formula as the animals. They're divided very neatly into their parts that would provide the nutritional value. And then as the pictures have been added over time and over the years, over the decades, the cuts become stranger. They don't seem to be able to serve any purpose for what they're trying to remove, more what they're trying to imbue into a body. And then below that is a roll of butcher's string that would be used to truss up these cuts of anything. But when you touch it, you realize it's not string at all, it's piano wire.
Which question are you going to answer? Who's the leader of the disciples of the flesh, or how to commune with she that feeds?
I think, how does she that feeds commune with with its followers? I think that makes the most sense. But I'm up for chats.
Let's review the clues. You have the shape of a stag's head burned into the concrete. The altered Bible quote, "Unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you." John 6:53. There was an end of a human thumb in Spontaneous Combustion Charlie's chili. A vision suggesting La Fresca, the city, was built on an asteroid crater. A little effigy made with twigs and hair and teeth. A grimoire in the cookbook called Eating the Earth. A vision of Gerrilyn being eaten by 10,000 teeth. And we think the hotel was built upon a mass grave. And of course, there's an incredible amount of other context around this situation. But for our purposes, for mechanical purposes, those are our clues. Does anyone have any thoughts or want to pursue the other question?
Yes, I have thoughts. I have got out my big pot and I've begun to cook. So I'm thinking, okay, so here's what I have so far, fellas. I'm thinking that when this asteroid hit the area, it either brought with it or awoke this otherworldly creature. And at some point, the people living in this area, through whatever unholy means, discovered that if they consume human flesh, then they are rewarded with visions if they do it on this spot. So that's my explanation for the visions, both of the visions actually that we have, is that by consuming human flesh in this area, you are rewarded with visions. And so a cult arose, sacrificing people and eating their flesh to do this. And that is why there's a mass grave in this area, because of the cult killing people to get visions. And this is kind of, for me, like, why even the cook-off is going on, is it's the cult continuing to find ways to trick people into eating flesh so that they can have visions of the past and possible futures by feeding them. And that's why there's like thumbs hidden in the chili and stuff. And I think the grimoire might be like the writings of this cult over time, and like the visions they've had and trying to interpret what they've seen and what it means. So like that's how she is communicating us through these visions, and they're trying to interpret what she's telling them through these visions. What I couldn't make quite add up was the stag and the effigy. I'm not quite sure how the nature imagery fits into what I'm talking about, but that's what I had. That's the beans in the pot. I don't know if anyone wants to like season the pot.
I will season. It's stag seasoning, baby. But what was her name? Kate, who wrote Eating the Earth. Kate Lee from Eating the Earth had been hunting. She was skinning deer. She was skinning nature itself, but didn't seem necessarily interested in it. I think this Eating the Earth and the stag's head burned into the concrete, like literally burned into the earth. I think there's a sort of link there between like her this facade of eating animals as part of the earth ingestion process, but it's essentially her sort of leaving her calling card there to say that she's part of the cult, and so she knows the truth of what is happening here, and therefore leaving the stag for others to follow, for the rest of the cult to find the way back to the Moroccan hotel, is her way of saying it's this way. Follow us to the temple. And then the little effigy made with twigs and hair and teeth, I think... Nope, I thought I would have something when I said that out loud, and I don't.
Maybe
I've got something to that.
go on.
No, if you've got something, then...
I was going to just say, like, piggybacking off of that, maybe all of the cult members have developed, like, a calling card. Maybe Bart's is his little effigy. Like, and they all have ways of leaving their own messages. I don't know if that really answers the question or if we're just vibing about the cult now.
I think, because Bart was so protective of it and stole it back, I think that effigy is something that he thinks will keep him safe from the cult. I don't think he's in the cult.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, and if he killed Abraham, maybe it's because he thought Abraham was the cult coming after him or something, or I don't know. Maybe there was like some misunderstanding. Possibly, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Protection works. I was thinking maybe that effigy is because we haven't fully seen. We saw Gerrilyn get eaten or getting eaten by something with 10,000 teeth, and I'm wondering if that effigy is an attempt at an interpretation of what the shape of she who feeds looks like. And so, you know, how they make like effigies of like Mary and Jesus and whatever not in like churches. This is a carryable little symbol of this deity that some members tend to have, which is why Bart snatched it away, because you're not supposed to look at it if you're not a part of it. Like it's revealing too much.
I'm curious about. I like the general theory of like the way you commune with her quite simply is by eating human flesh. That makes sense to me. And I like the idea that like it's something that's been happening historically, and that's why there's so many bodies in the grave. Like this was a horrible mass ritual they were doing in order to keep communing with this god, which was awoken by the card. That all works for me. I'm curious about the stag's head is interesting to me because it's not a person. And Kate Lee was also not killing. She was field stripping animals, not people. And so I'm just wondering, like, what was the meaning of that, and why did Kate Lee have the grimoire with these rituals, and what are the rituals, right? Like, because the question is how does she commune with her followers? And so, I feel really confident in, I would say, 5 of these clues as described. I'm not even totally convinced of the Gerrilyn one yet, because I want to know why specifically Gerrilyn got that vision.
Oh, because
or why was it about her?
I get the vision?
You got the vision, yeah.
I haven't imbued anything other than cocaine. I'm on an old coke diet. It's 1987. Let it go.
I think Combustion Charlie is a significant part of this cult, and I think in him like seeing Gerrilyn and like seeking Gerrilyn out when the killer was coming. He
clearly tried to get Gerrilyn killed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. Is Gerrilyn supposed to be the next sacrifice, or like what are we thinking here?
It wasn't just it was participants, but it was other people as well that were going missing from the cook-off.
It was not just winners. It was also just people gone missing in general from the cook-off. Yeah,
I think Gerrilyn, and because JJ has this connection to Gerrilyn, interpreted something that was not meant to be interpreted and saw a potential future.
And JJ did eat the chili.
Did I?
Not the special chili.
Yeah.
Not the special chili.
I ate the special chili.
Right. You ate the special chili.
Leon ate the special chili.
Sure did. we don't know anything from the regular world, but the stag has come up before
It's relevant. It's
Yeah.
relevant.
as a protective symbol, and I
like
might
it. I think it's good.
this might be a competing entities kind of thing. And as creepy as Kate Lee is, I think her giving that grimoire to Nina is
Kate
like
Lee's trying to help you. Oh,
Yeah.
she's trying to help you. Yeah. So that actually tracks, because remember when the big man disappeared in a ball of white fire, it was the symbol left on the concrete. So I think that makes sense to me. Like the symbol, just as in the real world or the sort of 2004 world, the symbol you don't know this, sorry Michelle, but the symbol protected folks from the demon. It's a similar thing here, right? The symbol protects people from She That Feeds, and Kate Lee was trying to help you, which is really intriguing to me.
It's also interesting that it's a prey animal versus something with many
That's exactly
teeth.
right. That's exactly right. So
I don't know if Kate Lee was trying to help us. Here's my theory about her. Because
Oh Lord!
I've got written in my notes, Kate Lee, trad wife nightmare.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think that she was giving you something that would help you, and I think she was giving us. This actually doesn't change the theory, right? But she was trying to help you by giving you a grimoire because she wants to make hunting you more interesting.
Oh.
Well, that's intriguing too. Well, so you don't have. So the thing is not every clue has to like answer the question. They just have to be explained away too. So you just explain away things. And so I think you do make a good explain away case for the stag's head, especially what we know from the rest of the campaign. And I guess like the little effigy with the twigs and the hair and the teeth. Do we think that was a protective thing, or do we think, like, if we were to look at that effigy again, is it vaguely stag shaped, or what?
I have an alternative offer for the effigy, which is that we've kind of said that like the cult have obviously over time developed all of these strange rituals and interpretations and things, and they choose they choose sacrifices. So you said maybe Gerrilyn is one. So maybe this effigy is Bart has seen the same vision of Gerrilyn being eaten by the teeth, and this is him again interpreting and like creating.
Oh, can we say that the effigy somehow looks like Gerrilyn? That'd be kind of amazing.
Oh
yes, yes.
It's the same coloured hair. Can it be?
It's got a beret in it.
It's got a side pony.
It's made with the teeth that she thought she swallowed as a kid.
Oh,
that'd be amazing.
Okay, yes, it has one of Gerald's baby teeth in it. Gross. Great.
Oh god, it's a baby tooth. It's awful.
Oh, and we can say that like maybe Abraham managed to grab that from Bart before presumably Bart attacked him, and he has it in his hand, and so you can see it now that it looks like Gerrilyn, and it has the teeth. And also there's the idea of Gerrilyn being the I mean, so what do you all think you have to do right now to commune, or to have She That Feeds commune with you, so that you can break her connection to the material world?
Abraham's like bled out on the floor, right?
I think we got to take a bite.
No. Okay. I was going to say perhaps we should use his body as part of the ritual, but if you want to eat this guy, then sure.
Well, I think that we've established like the way that we commune with She That Feeds is to consume of human flesh, right?
And
I mean, two of you are
maybe specifically Gerrilyn.
I mean, so consuming can have a multitude of interpretations.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I like where this is going.
What's the most like? What counts as consuming?
We watch the movie.
Is it hair?
We watch all her movies in succession.
We probably don't have time for that.
we can watch all the bits that she's in, and it's about 58 seconds.
Yeah, she's hardly in any of them. That's true.
Okay, so a sort of symbolic consumption of Gerrilyn. Maybe
JJ volunteers as tribute.
Okay.
Maybe using some like ritual circles from cooking with Kately or eating the earth, and I mean, yeah, that might work. Who wants to roll?
She's really good at playing dead.
Michelle, you're the guest.
She just has
I
to
think.
perform.
It's time.
Perform for us.
Yep.
It-
Come on,
Wait.
golden rolls. This
it's
is
a flat roll.
It's not going to be a skill issue. Do it.
Okay. I'm so anxious. That's a 4.
Michelle! What the fuck, Michelle?
It's different here, okay? I can emote, and I roll badly.
One job.
I've never rolled that bad.
All right. So here, I'm gonna tell you that you can mark the final key of Good Eaten mark to get a success. The key of Good Eaten says each road tripper explains which of their fellow road trippers would make for Good Eaten. What kind of power do they have that you could take for yourself if only you were able to consume them? I'm going to put a little extra twist on this and say, because of the question we're trying to get the right answer to here, you have to say what Gerrilyn has, what power Gerrilyn has that you would get if you or when you consume her. So just the three of you are answering. Whoever has an idea, go for it. I'm on tenterhooks right now.
It's so stressful watching you all be so intent thinking about this.
Gerrilyn will be on tenterhooks in a minute, don't worry.
And then I think also I would like to know how you consume that part of Gerrilyn as well. I think that's also good to know. We're doing the ritual right now. The key of Good Eaten / a real-time ritual consuming Gerrilyn. Who wants to start?
There's several things in which JJ finds himself lost about Gerrilyn. There's obviously her eyes, which are beguiling, even though they are probably boring through him or looking for someone else more important to talk to. There's her laugh, which is never anything funny that JJ is saying and always at his expense. But then there is the nature of her hands and how she fidgets with things and how she twists her hair when she's talking to him in a way that she knows what she's doing. And JJ looks at those hands and looks at the palm in which she holds him and his heart and thinks, if only I had that power. But it's her fingers. Her fingers are what JJ would consume, if anything, so he could break the power that she has in those fingers to wind his feelings around.
There's something of a joy in Gerrilyn's voice. Some power that she has to make people sway to her desires. No one can ever seem to properly say no to Gerrilyn's wants. And it's incredible how many things she actually gets away with. And I think Leon would like to be able to have that ability to sound fine, so fine, even when he's tired. And I think he walks up to Gerrilyn and places a hand on the side of her neck and places his lips on the other side of her throat. but he speaks against your skin so you can hear. You're gonna knock him dead.
If there's one thing about Gerrilyn that Nina truly cannot stand, it's how she seems to be able to assess every situation like she's in a completely separate reality. The scene that we all see before us, she simply won't see the same way. It's like she's got these perpetual rose-colored glasses on. Everything is opportunity. Everybody loves her. She's never even thought about the idea that she might not be at the center of the very world because of the way she sees everything. And as Leon has taken what's his, Nina locks eyes with Gerrilyn and gently brings her hands up to her face and places the pads of the thumbs in the corners of Gerrilyn's eyes and presses and presses and pries and feels the wet, gelatinous squelch. Because she wants to see the world the same way too.
Gerrilyn, Ambrose, maybe they're all just hallucinating this. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're actually consuming you. What's happening right now?
JJ took Gerrilyn's hand. Again. He keeps doing that? I don't know what that's about. And then Leon's hand was on her neck. And then Nina's hand was on her face, pressing into her eye socket. And I think none of them are saying a word. As Gerrilyn is saying, guys, what the fuck? Hello? Ow, Nina! You're kind of squeezing my hand too hard, JJ. What are you doing?
Do they eat you?
I don't know. Do you eat me?
I think we got her eat.
She's good eating.
Guys, this isn't funny. This is actually kind of ow! Why are you biting me? This isn't funny. This isn't funny. I don't like this. I don't like.
The three of you look up. You're on your hands and knees. You look up. Your face is smeared with blood. And you realize you are on a vast, pink, fleshy plain. And beyond that plain, an enormous ocean of blood. Dotted all over this vast, soft, fleshy plain are enormous breasts covered in a smattering of fine gray fur. And there are naked people with pig faces clutching at the breasts, squeezing them, squeezing the bloody milk, spattering into their mouths. They drink hungrily. They sometimes fling their head up, sending blood spattering everywhere, and let out a triumphant, guttural roar of pleasure. Tentacles rise up, pink and fleshy, dancing in the distance. And you see in the distance the head of the creature, she that feeds, she that is currently feeding all of her many, many children. This is where the disciples of the flesh go. Her head is a pig's head, but the snout has been stretched and lengthened like that of a wolf. And when she opens up her mouth and gives a roar of pleasure at fulfilling her fantastic purpose, you see the 10,000 razor-sharp teeth. How will you all sever her connection to the material world? You have earned the right to do this.
Wow, what is the opposite of this? How do we stop it? If to commune with she that feeds is to consume, then to do the opposite of consume is just to blank out all senses and cover it up. But how do we stop that here? Oh, fuck.
I mean, the opposite of consume is to puke. But sorry.
The long draw out of that really sold it for me.
So, how do we sicken them?
Oh, like poison them?
Purge
How
them.
do we make them undrink the Kool-Aid?
How do you undrink the Kool-Aid?
You have to get them to vomit the milk blood of she that feeds.
Oh. I wonder how they would react to very strong painkillers painting their beautiful blood milk.
This is also her dream, so anything goes, really.
Okay. Is Gerrilyn here with us?
No.
Oh,
Okay. If this is a dream, then I think we've got to go for her gag reflex. We have got to form into a 3-pronged trident and just spear into her throat and basically make her retch.
Feed her my socks. Got it.
You can go sock first, by all means.
Yeah, sock first. Sock first. I think that's a great plan.
I think
Socks
this might
full of painkillers.
I think this might also count as a Gerrilyn Ambrose martial art move.
It would give you an automatic 12 plus. If the combat training of Gerrilyn Ambrose is reaching across the cosmos
This
now.
is gagging the entity with a spoon, deadheads. So we've just become the spoon. I don't want to make it all Matrixy, but
We have become the spoon.
There are 4 rolls total. You each have to survive a wave of attacks by her pig-faced children, and then once you reach the maw, you have to dive into the maw to cause her to retch.
Are you 4? 4? Oh.
so is that 12 rolls or 4?
No, 4, just 4 total. Yeah. Okay. They begin. You each have to do one, and then I need
This
to
is
roll for the
Zagreus
final
all
thing.
over again. Oh my god. Right. Okay.
This is real bad.
They begin. Some of them violently rip their tusks through the teeth that they're suckling on. Blood's going everywhere, and they just begin running at you. There are hundreds and hundreds of them, and they're running across this fleshy plain, scrabbling, trying to like get purchase on it, but eventually just sheer inertia thrusting them toward you. Nina, how do you survive the attack?
I mark the croquet mallet and I take aim at every
Fantastic.
single. Oh,
What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm afraid my head is going to stretch out like a wolf's, but it's a pig's, and none of it makes sense, and I'm going to become one of the pigmen.
Oh boy, it's worse than that. You will then go attack one of the others. Roll with vitality, please. But advantage because of the mallet.
Okay, vitality is it's a hot 0. Fantastic. It's a 9.
Fantastic. JJ, how will you survive the onslaught? How will you fight your way past them?
JJ will, in this kind of visceral dream world, will become Swiss Army knife, and each of his limbs becomes
that's
a
good.
part of the Swiss Army knife.
Doing it Dream Master style, I love it. Or
Yeah,
Dream
exactly.
Warrior style.
And because this is the only reality in which he's any good in a fight, and he will become a wheeling dervish of blades.
Fantastic.
and-
Vitality. What are you afraid is the same thing, or what are you afraid is going to happen to you?
I'm afraid that even though we've eaten Gerrilyn and we're kind of in her dream vision, it will still be super embarrassing for me, and I'll never get over it.
Fantastic. Go for it.
10.
Fantastic. Leon, what about you?
I am going to mark my baseball bat, but as I reach back to take it, like a sword from my back, it just continues to extend. So it's just like a 7-foot long baseball bat extending from the end of my hand.
Nice. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm afraid that I'm going to see the good side of what they're doing and think it's not too bad, actually.
I'm not sure how it's worse than that, so please go ahead and roll with vitality.
Thanks. Oh, man. Don't fuck me. They fucked me.
What'd you get?
6.
Oh, no. Well. In montage, well, let's start with Leon, actually. Leon, while they're fighting and smashing pigmen in the face and slicing them up, there's one of these large, pendulous, furry breasts seeping blood just right there. And you just nestle up to it. And when you finally raise your face, when you have squeezed it dry, you will have awakened in the chromatic desert. Unless you're turning a key.
I'll turn a key, thanks.
Which one is the? I guess it's whatever's after Fathomless Well.
Yeah, the wandering monolith.
Very good. Instead, tell me how the big man, the power of the big man, reaches into this place to put you back on the right path.
As Leon is reaching almost out of his control towards one of these breasts, in burning like an after image and then a full image, this ball of white hot light just extends, and it creates not quite a shield, but just a line that he cannot cross of light. And then there's a voice that tells him to turn and face the true enemy. And he's like, what the fuck is that about? But it breaks his concentration enough that he can see his friends fighting for their lives. It's like, oh fuck, right. And he goes back into the fray.
Let's just have a quick montage of reaching the mouth of She That Feeds. You can participate in the description too, Michelle.
I like to think that it's like JJ leading the charge, and as the Swiss Army man, Like the appendages making up his legs have just like sprung him forward, and then there's Leon with the 7-foot bat that is just swooping and swinging like something out of a dream. Nina's running behind everyone. How do we do this? How do we choke it?
No one is allowed to judge me for this. I sit down. I take my shoes off and then my socks. I have not washed these things in 5 years.
Oh god, I can smell them even here. I can smell them. Oh my god.
I like how that's the most disgusting thing right now.
JJ's got a pig man skewered on a corkscrew and turned around. He's like, Leon, really? Really?
Listen, they're the luckiest thing I have. And he's gonna take the painkillers from his pocket and kind of twist them into like a nunchuck kind of situation, weighted with the painkillers, and start to whip it so that it can get distance to fling into the mouth.
Gerrilyn, they are all trying to take advantage of something that happened a couple of sessions ago, which is they watched the Gerrilyn Ambrose's kickboxing of the dead, or no, Muffy the Zombie Killer's kickboxing of the dead workout video, in which Gerrilyn does a number of exercises, kickboxing related, with a bunch of zombies. What are they taking from them right now, from that tape, that is going to get them a 12 plus on this roll?
So Leon's like whipping this sock painkiller mixture around, and Nina's there with the croquet mallet, and JJ is sprouting all of these different appendages, and then the camping spork comes out. And in that moment, you get the perfect idea, and you run, and together you do the superhero jump that Gerrilyn was always superhero jumping to punch the zombies. You leap into the air, you megazord into one giant, a long bat and a croquet mallet and a spork on the end, into one giant spoon, ready to serve these socks into the beast and gag it.
And indeed, we see you all taking flight. And JJ, you pause the tape because you're getting a bunch of incessant text messages from Nina. Nina's in White Spray, and she's in danger, and she needs everyone to get to the tobacco shop right now. That concludes the Great Nagoya County Chili Cook-Off. Your rewards, for those of you who are for our latchkeys. Interesting. Abraham Rosenthal might show up in Deep Lake. That's a thing that might happen. You also have a key to Unit 87 at the Me and My Self-Storage. You will find this at Rodenbecker Street. You each have access to the key. You each add it to your corner of the house. It cannot be used to get advantage on a roll. Instead, you can mark the key to go into Me and My Self-Storage to claim something from the 87 cook-off that is being stored there. And finally, you have a new move, Feast of Corpus Inferni. It's available to all of you until one of you uses it, at which point it's only available to that latchkey. The first time you eat a side character, clear all conditions, including special conditions that can't be cleared in the normal manner, and take the condition Avatar of She That Feeds, which cannot be cleared. Hereafter, whenever you eat a side character, clear all other conditions and choose an option from several that are there, which you can learn in due time. And then once all are marked, you retire that character. And so, you also get 2 XP each for completing the Lost Transmission. Let's go to Stars and Wishes.
That was a ride, wasn't it? I turned into a Swiss Army knife, which is something I didn't think would happen. I loved this so much. Like, principally, the main thing, Michelle being back at the table, has just been an absolute, like, it's just been wonderful. We've missed you so much, and we've got into so much trouble without you.
Sorry we ate you.
Yeah, sorry we ate you. I didn't think that Dewey Gerrilyn would be the second most difficult decision we'd have to make in that 5-minute stretch, other than severing the connection of this kind of giant beast. The chili cook-off is just so weird, and like we didn't really even dig into why there was a Philip Marlowe like just roaming around in monochrome, being black and white, and yeah, that was really, really strange. I realised that. My note. I've just got a note that just says, "Don't put me in the chili," and I think that was just a general wish. I really liked how Jess brought the stags and the venisons into it, and yeah, I just had an all round good time. I was on edge, constantly thinking that I was going to die, which I suppose is the fun of this. Yeah, I'm kind of glad we all made it out, but what will remain of us and what we left in 1987, who knows? But yeah, just a great time all around. Thank you.
I think from the last couple, like this Lost Transmission 2-session set that we've done, it has further solidified to me that the Carve from Brindlewood system can be both, it's brutal, but in ways you don't expect it to be brutal. It seems, I think, like this very easy narrative description game that just wants you to explore the world more, but you end up having to strategize to be able to survive in ways that you're not necessarily prepared for, and the ease of which we can add another player in and still keep playing with very minimal like road bumps, but then having to bring them in on the strategy and then watching them like ignore the strategy. Oh my god, it kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time, realizing this would affect what happens later. And there was we've had the chats where it was like, we don't think JJ's going to survive. We think JJ's going to die. We think this is it for JJ. Like, we say goodbye to them. Okay, what happens in the Chromatic Desert? We don't know yet. There's so many unknowns about it. It really leaves you wanting more, and at the same time terrified to explore. But it was great. Wren, I love that you can't roll above a 6.
Just the worst rolls are so bad.
Bad.
This game is going to make me shed tears for the wrong reason.
There's a point where you were saying get new dice. I just saw Fiona in the chat going, get new hands. And honestly, it added so much to it, knowing that with the history of the rolls behind you, like maybe you would succeed this time, but the futility of it, you having to face off against the cult in the freezer, Leon's sort of bravo, like this brand new side of Leon or a different version of Leon was just so fun to watch. Your description of wanting to eat the thighs as well, that stayed with me. That was so cool. JJ, Matt, a journey into the dark heart of American chili will remain one of my favorite quotes from this game. I love it. Absolutely incredible scenes as a besotted and like puppy love JJ. It's so opposite to this aloof, like almost like semi-asshole that we know and love in the game itself. And again, it's been so fun to watch you interact with the world as that and be so besotted. And Michelle, fucking hell, Michelle, I've missed you so much. Your lines are always just perfect. Gag me with a spoon, pighead, is I like.
That was so good. I almost
you
lost
made
it.
Jason
Yeah.
crumple. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. You just know exactly what to say. You've got such an improv now. So it's amazing. And all of your decisions, burning the keys to keep yourself from having an Achilles heel makes sense. And we were watching it and I was watching JJ like get significantly more like stressed as that was happening. It was so funny. It's a lovely like doorstop into any car from Brindlewood system to have this just step away and come back sequence. I love it. I love this game. I've been very clear about that from the start.
Where do I start? I really loved seeing these new versions of everyone, having played with, well, not Michelle, of course, but the thing is, the version of Gerrilyn that you brought is dissimilar and similar in the same way to the Gerrilyn Ambrose that we met, and I don't know how much you know about that. So it was nice to meet Gerrilyn and have her be a friend, whereas Leon in the other world just doesn't talk to Gerrilyn at all. So that was nice. I loved Michelle, this is drugs, and that that was so funny. Your decision to take something from your corner of the Jeep and pose it on a player who is actively struggling for his life. It's an interesting move. But I loved how much fun I could see you were having with it. Matt, JJ, the geeky nerdy JJ, it makes sense. It does make sense. I miss our asshole. But I loved how smitten you were with Gerrilyn, and just how much you put into making them completely contrasting to the JJ that we know. And Swiss Army Knife in the Dream World is peak. It was really good. And also cocaine JJ. I need this to come back in some way. I don't know if we will be able to get cocaine in the next 3 episodes, but I need to compare it. It's very for science. Nina telling the Tolliver to fuck off. Get fucked. It was such like a clear insight into like who this character is. The fact that she was about to allow herself to fall into her old patterns and just be like, no, actually, fuck you and everything that you stand for. I hate your guts with every fiber of my being. And just how much she is chasing after something that she might not even know she wants, but she just doesn't want to be bored. I enjoyed this Nina a lot, and she still has that intense pursuit that the other Nina has as well, of wanting to find out the truth. I don't know. I really enjoyed this as much as we were panicked about JJ dying, and then me having the realization that with these roles I might be the one that dies, to be honest, because we're in the same position now.
I won't lie, when Jason was like, you've got to go through 4 roles, I was like, well, we can say goodbye to Leon and JJ then. That's it. They had a good run.
Oh god. It was a lot of fun. It was like really scary and like kind of gross sometimes, but also like really thrilling and fun. So I was just having a great time throughout the whole thing. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you all so much for having me back. I have missed playing with you 4 so much. It's always so ridiculous, and it was really fun to come in as a little bit of an agent of chaos and be hugely unhelpful throughout. It just brought me so much joy to torture you. So thanks for bearing with me when I did that. I couldn't help myself. You're all just so fun to play with. I did write down, Jason, I wrote down, my name is not bro. And then I also wrote down Jamokes, because you kept saying Jamokes, and I like, obviously we know you can do like great horror stuff, but it was really fun to like play with you in like a silly campy kind of horror space and just be silly with it, so that was super fun to play with. star for Jess. I wrote down when we were doing the descriptions of Hampton the pig, and you just went, "He's got human hands," because that just really sent me. But then you followed it up with like connecting it so beautifully to what else was happening with the fingers missing, and I always love the way you find connections everywhere and bring them in. It's really clever. Matt, I wrote down, "Guys, I think I'm a drug addict," because that also really got me good. I genuinely think it's really impressive when I see someone improving like a fast talking, babbling character, because that means you're having to think of the improv as fast as it's coming out of your mouth, and like you just really nailed the like nervous, anxious, oh god, perfectly. It was brilliant. Like, just such a good scene. And Wren, I actually didn't write down a quote for you. I just wrote down Leon's vibes, because like throughout, I just love the way you portray a character so brilliantly, not just in like the things you say, but in like the energy of the character and the decisions the character makes, even down to like sexy thigh chomping. Like, it just was like, yeah, that makes so much sense for who Leon is and Leon's vibes in this story we're playing, this version of Leon. So yeah, I just delighted in playing with the four of you again, and my only wish is that I get to play with you all again at another table sometime, because this was so much fun.
Yeah, stars all around. Well, a star for Michelle for joining us for this two-shot, or this like lost transmission. It was really great. I really enjoyed seeing the Latchkeys, these bizarro world versions of the Latchkeys. Like it was really neat because you each like kind of played them the opposite of like who they are in the 2004 dimension, and so that was a lot of fun. I particularly enjoyed the kind of like the really like cutting Nina and the kind of like just dim-witted jock Leon and the kind of like, you know, geeky bumbling, you know, JJ. Like, that was just, it was such an interesting contrast to how they normally are, and so that was a lot of fun to see. Stars for all of the backstory narrations, even though these were like kind of non-existent characters who we're never going to see again. I don't know, you all went really hard with the flashbacks and stuff and like building up their history and stuff, and so that was really great. Particularly the sort of like eating of the friends back home, that was really gruesome. There was so many times when it was like, I think what I love about the Lost Transmission format is like you really get to lean into like what's really happening, what's real, what's not real. And so I kind of really love the idea of like when you were talking about Gerrilyn and how you were consuming her, we all kind of got like this sort of like almost like romanticized version of what was really going on in that scene. And so that was I just kind of love that contrast. I love running the Chili Cook-Off. It's such a different style of horror from the rest of Public Access. It's really fun to like divert into it, you know. It's this, you know, because regular Public Access is not what this is. It's not this like splattery Stuart Gordon, Jackie Kong 80s horror, you know, super camp and silly, you know, but also very, very bloody horror. Like, that's not what regular Public Access is. So it's fun to kind of have this very framed space to play in there, and so that it was really enjoyable. I thought the solution to the mystery was really good, and everyone just really killed it. It was a good time all around, and I'm excited to get back to the main story. I also hope that we get to play again sometime, Michelle, and I think that's all I got.
Yeah, season 2 of The Between, anyone?
Yeah.
Boogaloo, or whatever we're calling it.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. I'm very into it. Yes.
Wow.
I like the way you're excited to get back to the normal thing, but we've got the Night of the Bone Wolves like waiting for us.
Fuck.
Great! It's like even worse than this.
You could head it off the pass by answering the TV Odyssey question, so that is an option.
But yeah, thanks guys. That was super fun.